Alright folks, well I got some good news and bad news. As you can see, here's an alternator. That there happens to be the OEM alternator. That's a good thing because it's out of the car, right? Well, it was a really big pain to get out of there. Couldn't figure out why, but the tensioner back here, you can barely see it back in there. This little nut looking thing back here, supposed to be able to put a wrench on it, 19 millimeters wrench, put it on there, yet pull up, and it's supposed to release or push in on that little shock looking deal there, and that's the tensioner. It's hydraulic. Well, you can see it's kind of messed up. I could not get it to go. What I ended up doing was prying on the wrench with a pry bar, which is not the best way to do things, but sometimes you just have to improvise. Well, basically I was lifting the entire engine up. I mean, this thing was stretching the body mount or the motor mount, and I ended up using a flathead screwdriver and got the belt off. I wasn't real worried about fraying or cutting the belt or anything because I'm putting a new one on anyway. But come to find out that there was an issue. As you can see, I did get the alt out. It's here. Not a big deal. It's in decent shape. No problems with it that I can see. But obviously it's not going to put out as much as this baby is. But here's the problem that I found. See all this dirt and grime? Well, that is from this, which is supposed to be like this on both sides, if I remember correctly. And it's supposed to go inside of this piece, which I actually pulled it out of here. Well, that's why you can see all that, the gunk in there, as well as why this looks so frayed and gross. What happened was, somewhere over time, the bolt, this piece here, goes in and bolts in right here, and that bolt that holds the tensioner sheared off. So there was no way to get that tensioner to release because there was nothing for it to hold on to. And that's why I was having so much trouble. So now I have to do one of a couple of things. I have to either try to find this little guy from Honda, which I'm sure is going to be, cheap, right? Not going to be cheap at all, I'm sure. I have no doubt. But I'll have to find out and see what I can do. I'm either going to need to buy a new one of these, which I would prefer to do, or I'm going to have to drill this out and get that, or tap that bolt out and retap the threads. But the other issue that I'm facing is I have to figure out if I can get another one of these. It just bolts on there, and if I remember correctly, actually if you look down in here, you can kind of see in between there the bushings. It's not real easy to see, but there are bushings in there. Anyway, this is a star bit on the other side, and so my guess is, and it looks like it goes all the way through here, so my guess is this should just unbolt. So if I could get another one of these, I won't have to replace the entire tensioner. But you can see how it's supposed to do, and move that there. That's the piece that you're supposed to push on, and it's supposed to push up on the alternator, and then the belt's supposed to come off. So I'll have to figure all that out. But for now, the alternator's out, and I'll have to figure out what to do next, because I have a feeling that this is going to take a while. I'm also going to, let me just come over here. Hi, Murphy. Come over here. This battery tray, I'm going to try and take it out and make another one, or have another one made, so that I can get the D4700 in there. So a couple of snags. Also found this little guy here. Real hard to see actually, but that right there That little thing right there, that's a crack all the way back there. Not this is the casting, but the this one here is a crack. And as you can see, I'm getting splashes, and I notice when I drive home, it does smell like radiator fluid. So I'm gonna have to find that piece too. I think it also has to come from Honda. I looked at O'Reilly's and they couldn't find one. So there's some things that have to be done for must-haves on the car. But the alternator's out, and as soon as I can figure out what's going to happen, I'll put the other one in and we'll get rolling. That's it for now. Bye, guys.